yeah, I don't know.
That's true. And I mean, I get that. That is always the problem with found footage. It feels a little lazy sometimes. Right. Or, I'm going to increase tension by just running, and I don't have to show a monster. I don't have to show anything. I can just jerk the camera around or fade to black or whatever. Yeah,
it was kind of weird because, like I said, as soon as it started, I thought, dang it, found footage, yippee, because I can't stand it. Though I've seen some really good found footage movies since then.
There's a few, sure.
So, like, my hate of that, my instant recoiling, isn't as, severe as it used to be. Right. But I kind of got past it and sort of forgot, like, I wasn't distracted by it in this movie. But I don't know if it's because I was looking around so hard at, the characters or what they were doing or because the whole thing takes place underground. Mm-hmm. It was a great, if you're a claustrophobic person, oh my God, I swear it was the second time this week that I had like a panic attack watching something. But my blood pressure went up and I thought, oh my God, it was pretty heart pounding for me. But I don't like tight spaces.
Right.
But when that guy is squeezed in there and he's stuck,
well,
I couldn't breathe.
The best example of that still for me is The Descent.
Yes.
That, nothing's going to really top that for me, I don't think.
Yeah, this was worse for me for some, I don't know if it's because he was stuck and like one arm was up and one arm was like, I could feel that like I'm stuck in this position and there's nothing I can do about it. I'm just here.
Yeah.
Like I could just feel that like, oh my God. And he was saying, I can't breathe. It's like, that's how I would feel too.
Yeah.
I would freak out. So that was really just anxiety ridden.
So a group of individuals get together through fate and circumstance, drawn together, go deep underground into these caverns and go deeper beyond the caverns.
Well, yes, it made it sound like the synopsis was a little misleading. A party of explorers hoping to find treasure.
Yeah, that was a lie to suck people in.
Yes, this girl, she's a terrible person. She's
driven. She's motivated.
She's so driven and motivated that she has no problem candy coating stuff a little bit and maybe fibbing a little bit to you. So she suckers an old friend of hers into going. He didn't want to be there, and he gets stuck in there with them. There's a cave-in and whatnot, and he's like, I shouldn't even be here. I didn't want to come down here. He has past history with her and spent time in a Turkish jail because of her. They don't go into it.
He calls it a prison. She calls it a jail. Yeah, regardless, it's bad.
Yeah, she said it was more of a jail. It wasn't a prison. But so I liked that they touched on that. They have a history. This girl is kind of trouble. She's just trying to find stuff, though. She's a driven archaeologist. And so anyway, she kind of suckers him into going down there. So you feel bad for him. And then the other three, she doesn't know them. She hears about the guy, 'cause he knows the catacombs. Anyway, she seeks him out and he has a couple friends he brings with them, but she promises him treasure when they get to the bottom that, I have a map and I know there's this treasure down there. Can you help me get there? I'm just looking for one thing. All the treasure is yours.
Well, at first the guy's like, well, I want half. And she's like, you can have it all. And her buddy's like, oh, no, half. You can have half.
Right. Right.
But really, we know what she's looking for already.
Yeah, so everything, you feel kind of bad because everybody basically was suckered into going down there with her. She's just hell-bent on her one purpose.
Yeah, no pun intended.
Yeah, but then, it's so, if you like archaeology and old, riddles and hidden places, and I loved all of that stuff.
You know what it was? It was a cross for me between Flatliners and National Treasure. Those two movies. Okay. It is kind of what it felt like to me. The more esoteric elements of it, the more, magical fantasy, whatever you want to call it, those things kind of from the movies Flatliners, National Treasure from finding clues from one piece of riddle or whatever leading to something else.
Yeah.
So it's kind of an action adventure from that standpoint. But it all, like you said, takes place in a claustrophobic underground. What's that?
Yes. Well, you just said National Treasure.
Mm-hmm.
I just happened my eyes fell on a review here. This person only gave it 2 stars. They said they kind of liked it,
Mm-hmm.
but they said The Descent meets Indiana Jones meets National Treasure.
There you go.
Meets The Mummy, miles and miles and miles of tunnel. I kind of liked it, but they only gave it 2 out of 5 stars. So
I could understand that.
if they kind of like, 2 stars is didn't like it. So did you kind of like
according to our schedule or whatever, according to
we use Netflix. 2 stars is didn't like it.
Okay.
So they didn't like it, and they said they kind of liked it. But anyway, I saw your National Treasure reference there.
Yeah. And like you said, I think all those movies are apt to wrap up with this one.
Yeah.
Probably not enough gore for most people to call it outright horror.
This person said there are no scares, no jumps, no suspense, no building, pretty much nothing going on.
You and I know that's not true.
Yeah,
You jumped quite high on the couch there.
Yeah, what part was that?
Well, there was arguably a jump scare, not a traditional cheesy jump scare or whatever, but there was a face that appeared suddenly, and you weren't prepared for it. So.
Well, yeah, let's talk briefly about aside from just the atmosphere and that claustrophobic and the bones and just the kind of chilling, kind of scary atmosphere, there's some things going on down there. You're not sure, you get the feeling they're at like a hell mouth or something.
Yes.
And the people start to, it starts to mess with you in your personal, like whatever's going on down there, it knows your innermost secrets and guilt feelings, and each person experiences.
Silent Hill 2.
Okay, yeah.
The game for the PlayStation.
Yeah,
PS2 makes me more than once, made me think of that for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so because of that, since there are some supernatural elements happening, there was special effects going on in this movie. It wasn't just all tunnels and dark and bones. So, yeah, what did you think about some of the special effect work?
Good. Everything was solid throughout. I think you liked this one a little better than I did. Kind of the opposite of last one. I'm going to give it a 3.
Okay.
I was entertained throughout, but I found myself distracted by a few things. I think she was the best of the actors in there. A couple other people's performances I didn't buy until it got later into the movie. A couple of people felt a little stiff and stuff for me throughout. But having said that, I did like it. I did enjoy it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I liked it more than you did for sure.
Yeah.
I really liked it. I don't know.
Okay.
I think it had some good stuff, and it had some genuinely scary moments, visual,
unsettling,
weird, very unnerving. Yes. Yeah. Okay. A couple of things were, it wasn't perfect, certainly, but I would recommend it. I'm sorry.
Scale of 1 to 5?
Just about a 4, because 4 has really liked it.
Okay.
So, I more than liked it. So, yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
You were starting to say you were sorry what?
Oh, I was just going to say I'm just sorry to see all the 1-star reviews on here. I feel like people missed something.
Maybe it was, I'm not sure. We need to look at the trailer and maybe go over that a little bit more, see what was going on, see if it was too misleading because of the trailer. Maybe people were expecting something else than what they got.
Maybe? I don't know.
When it came down to that.
Oh, and okay, come on, people. Okay, this 1-star review.
Mm-hmm.
This person says, I checked out and started playing on my tablet about 40 minutes in, and I don't think I missed much.
Well,
then get off of here and get an opinion.
You don't.
Dillweed. Yeah. Shut up. And 3 out of 3 people found that helpful. Is this the way we're going with movies, everybody?
It's not the way we're going.
Put down your tablets and turn off your phones and watch the stinking movie, and then you can review it.
Nobody listening to this podcast does that, I assure you.
That's right. Our listeners pay attention, right?
That's right.
Right? All of you. They're like, what? I'm sorry, I was getting a phone.
I'm sorry I was drifting and the iTunes just kicked on, or I don't know. Anyhow.
Well, see, and like this other person wrote that like every horror movie cliche in the poorly staged catacombs of Paris. Seriously, even the phone rings in the caves and the guy is calling from inside the house.
What?
Were they not watching this movie? Were they on their tablet also?
They weren't paying attention then.
Did they not understand why the phone was ringing?
Nope, I don't think so.
And then it says dumb people doing dumb things badly, like writing reviews, I guess. And then it says all you can do is route for their since they are greedy idiots. What? Okay, please don't write reviews.
I think they maybe probably meant to say root for them.
Root for them since they are all you can do is root for them since they are greedy idiots. Why would you root for them if they're greedy idiots?
I don't know.
I think whoever wrote this is an idiot.
Okay.
I've got to stop looking at this.
Yes.
Is really,
Let's.
I'm going to say I'm giving it a high recommend. Check it out. I mean, if you hate found footage and you can't get past the bumpy, because it's got a slew of 1-star reviews on here and all anyone could say was the camera was too jerky. Well, then if you don't like that, then I wouldn't recommend it.
Right.
But if you can get past that, because I hate that, but I still was really able to enjoy the movie.
If you're going to listen to it and if you're going to pay attention, I don't want to say you have to be well read.
No,
but if you're at least familiar, if you're willing to open your mind to concepts beyond what appears,
Absolutely.
I don't know, in the National Enquirer.
If you dig archaeology, then check it out.
Yeah.
If you dig archaeology.
You're killing me. I gotcha. All right.
Anyway, let's move on.
We'll move on then.
Okay. And you know what? We never talked about, like, as above, so below.
Yeah.
The only way out is down. We didn't, they taught, that I found interesting too, an interesting concept.
Mm-hmm.
She explains what that term means, that basically everything becomes a mirror, like a mirror image of itself. Like everything is upside down. They get so deep that pretty soon everything is upside down.
Right.
So it's interesting. They feel like they're like, we've already been in this room before, but everything is like a mirror image of when they were in the room the last time.
Right.
So I thought that was really interesting. It maybe could have been maybe a little more of that I would have liked.
Yeah.
But so basically, if the door was on the, floor last time, you got to go up. Or if it was up, you got to go down. Or if it was, So I liked that.
Okay.
I found that interesting. You know what? It made you think. I think people don't like to think.
No, they just want to be entertained and see the body count.
Yes, it's not a popcorn movie. It's not a check your brain at the door and munch your popcorn and stare at it and play on your tablet. It's not that kind of a movie.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right, fair enough.
There we go.
All right. Laid to rest. We already did. We've done our review. Now it's time for garbage in, garbage out.
You were going to make us do laid to rest again, weren't you?
No, I wasn't. We laid this to rest. So now we're on to garbage in, garbage out.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't you know that we can throw the horizontal? We can throw the vertical too. We gonna make a couch potato out of you. That's what we gonna do now. Don't change the channel.
American Horror Story Hotel.
I was going to say good riddance.
Oh, no.
I really loved the ending.
Well, that's interesting. Okay.
I think everybody
I liked
got
this one the best of, I want to say, anything except the first season.
Okay.
I didn't necessarily agree with I wasn't into everything that it showed or you know what I mean? A lot of stuff just for shock and so on. But I think I like this one. I like the wrap up. I like this better than any of the seasons since the first.
Okay, yeah, there was a lot of kind of fun things going on in this,
Yes.
but there was also, on the flip side, it had balance because there was a lot of pretty dark and twisted, sick stuff going on.
Yes.
I think every season, we've said this before, every season tries to top